Hello my Bo peeps, this is Silly with a video game based top 10 list I've been wanting to make for a very long time. I consider this an add-on to my Dear Developer Santa video I made a while back. My list for him has become much bigger this time around, and I do hope he's ready to listen. First, here are the rules to this list. These ideas can be a sequel, a remake, a spiritual successor, a theme, or a whole new game in general. Said ideas are based off of personal preference. I am not asking you to agree with them, but I do wish for respect even when arguing against my points. Since the rules have been established, let's get started with my top 10 list of most desired games. Wii Music 2. Okay, before you hit that back button, please allow me a chance to explain my reasoning. Wii Music may have been that game that gave Nintendo and the Wii console a bad reputation for a long time. However, it has some things that other video games didn't have. The use of other instruments, the opportunity to make your own arrangements of songs like Mute City's theme, Chariots of Fire, and Carmen. A shot at being educational, a surprisingly challenging music quiz game, and a maestro simulator. I am aware that the game has its notable flaws, especially when compared to Guitar Hero and Rock Band. My idea of the sequel will correct those flaws, plus add a few more features that will be forever cherished. The flaws I ran into when I used to play this game like crazy are weak minigames aside from the music quiz game, having videos being deleted without warning when you reach the 100 video mark, and overall, useless features. To fix those, I suggest having a bit more mini-games that really fancy each element of music, other than rhythm and harmonies. One that involves sheet music that educates on how to read one and how to recognize the tones as represented on the bars is a good example. For the videos, having them be converted to a video format for either an SD card or for YouTube upload would really do the trick. How about those useless features? Either fix them or get rid of them. As for the added features, I have a couple of ideas inspired by Mario Paint and Super Mario Maker. My first idea is to bring a music composer similar to Mario Paint's music composer. Notes can be placed onto the staff to create each parts, both percussions, the bass, the chords, and the harmonies. These can be used for regular Wii music play to create new versions of the basic composition. When it is done, the video can be shared to others, Super Mario Maker style. Other players can download the videos and create new arrangements to re-upload as some form of response upload. There you have it, an enhanced sequel to Wii Music that will be like Friendship is Magic's impact on My Little Pony. A remake of Wario's Woods. Wario's Woods is an action-packed puzzle game for the NES and the Super Nintendo. It sticks out for many reasons. Toad's badassery as a strong man who can walk up walls. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Wario's only official appearance on the NES, unique monsters, and a really fun multiplayer mode. A proper remake of this underrated classic is a must with new characters and the updated Super Mario lore. Maybe it could be a way to further enhance the Toads to make each one unique. An example of this would be that the blue and yellow ones are good for acrobatics and speed, while the red and green ones are good for strength. This could be another game Captain Toad and his partner Toadette could be part of. Wario will come back as the villain role with Waluigi as his sidekick. One more feature to put into play would be the online multiplayer feature. A second chance for this game to shine after bringing in more interest to the Virtual Console and its inclusion in NES Remix 2 is not a bad idea at all. A spiritual successor to Mario Kart Wii's online battles. I got addicted to Mario Kart Wii's online battle mode when I was in high school, and it is responsible for my Mii obsession thanks to its abilities to let me use a Mii in the game. I can say that this is how battle mode for the series should always be done. Unfortunately, this cannot be played online anymore due to the discontinuation of the Nintendo Wi-Fi unless I want to jailbreak my Wii. I'd rather not since the console is old and I don't want to risk breaking it. To rub it in even more, the battle modes in later titles are a total letdown. This isn't something new. Major game developers have ruined either parts of a good game or a whole good game franchise series in general these days. Some people have taken what makes older games so good and create new IPs from it for fans and fans-to-be. Notable examples are Yooka-Laylee, Freedom Planet, and Stardew Valley. I would love to see this battle mode be recreated as an online multiplayer standalone game with a huge design overhaul. Customization from looks to stats is a potential buffer to this. With the big seller Rocket League in the market, I am sure this game will do fine if properly executed. A parody of RPGs as a whole. Aside from Pokemon and all Mario-themed RPGs, I find most RPGs to be annoyingly generic. Woo, you fight rats, bats, snakes, slimes, wolves, and dragons? How original of you, game! Don't forget about those tropes we tend to see over and over again. There needs to be a game that really pokes fun at the RPGs in general, and I have a plan for it. It's an RPG that stars a rat who was slain by a beginning adventurer and is very pissed off at the role of being a beginner's enemy. He goes on a grand quest to get his revenge and be the one who saves the world. Along the way, he runs into more generic enemies that join him on his team, and there will be moments that poke fun at the tropes. It may even go meta by poking fun at how popular these games tend to be. His snarky attitude and plot should make the most unique RPG to ever exist in the market. A virtual reality dating simulator. I noticed how more common online dating has become, and I see it as a good thing for anybody who does not want to date anybody local for good reasons. The sad part about doing this is you can't feel the touch of your partner. Tender touching does magical wonders to many people, so why not work on advancing the technology to connect online couples even more? It may take a while, but having a whole new virtual reality system that involves a suit that covers the entire torso, the upper arms, and all the way down to the knees would be part of the kit. It would deliver the touching feelings and a bit of the heat on spots that are determined by the game. In case a player has no significant other, there will be a single player mode available with a custom character. If anybody wanted to get risky, additional parts can be purchased for that. After all, it can be the safest way. Even if the virtual dating sim does not make it, the technology can still be used for medical purposes. The main purpose of it would be to provide a gentle squeeze to anybody with high anxiety and to anybody on the autism spectrum. What if jobs are made to give said people these hugs on demand? I would apply for sure. Pleasurable or medical, this gaming system would surely be desired by many. An asymmetrical game featuring supernatural beings. Death, Primal Carnage Extinction, Evolve, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, and Dead by Daylight. What do these games have in common? These are asymmetrical games where both opposing teams feature different playable classes and abilities. I find those kind of games fun due to the use of different characters, gameplay styles, and strategies. A theme that should be touched on should be supernaturals, more specifically werewolves and/or vampires. The potential combinations are hunters versus vampires. I am aware of Nosgoth, but the game was executed very poorly. Hunters versus werewolves, vampires versus werewolves, or for a more child-friendly theme of kids versus monsters that include Frankenstein's monster, a ghost, a mummy, and more. Whether this game is deathmatch based, objective based, or both, it will make a fine addition to the asymmetrical multiplayer collection. A good karaoke game for PC. Karaoke is pretty popular here and there, so why isn't there any good options for us PC gamers? The consoles have the Rock Band series, which never made it to the PC in official means. There's also a karaoke game for PC, but it's abysmal. There's also those karaoke games on mobile, but they make you pay extra for the good songs. Can we have a Rock Band styled karaoke game that uses the player's personal music collection without additional charges? Perhaps using YouTube videos to access the songs like in Audio Surf 2? Also, how about some wicked good custom character creations like in Saints Row the Third? A game like this would be awesome to have. An adulting educational game. Educational games on the PC serve as one more teaching tool for children. They are one of the fun ways to learn about topics that would otherwise put people to sleep if taught in a traditional classroom. It has evolved into a complete substitute for classrooms, which has benefited many who can't transfer to a different school for any reason. The potential of it covering topics never spoken of in school is there, and what better time is there to cover adulting basics? Many people of my generation and younger are intimidated about the new responsibilities we will be given, or simply do not know how to tackle the tasks. A series of these games that will cover finances, homeowning, working at a job, sexual life, health, and politics should help anybody feel confident about becoming an adult. Chao Garden Mobile. I played Sonic Adventure 2 for a very long time for the Chao Garden. I love their utter adorableness, and I still do to this day. It's a shame that it got neglected by Sega, and it has become a reason why I stopped getting other Sonic games after the release of Sonic Adventure DX for the GameCube. Bringing it back to Android and Apple phones as a free-to-play game would be a great idea, and here's why. It can utilize the GPS system and the pedometer these phones tend to have, as well as social media. Players can walk around with the app running in the background to earn rings. These rings can be used to purchase drives and fruits to raise stats. Real money can also be used to purchase rings if anybody desires to. More rings can be earned if players beat other Chao in a race or in a karate match, just like in Sonic Adventure 2. The main gameplay can consist of talking to your Chao, petting it, feeding it, playing small minigames, and teaching it songs to hum. Any future Sonic game after this game's release can connect with the Chao Garden game and add more gameplay to the main game and the phone game. One idea would be to have the Chao requested challenge players can do in their Sonic game. If they beat it, rings will be rewarded. A phone game like this will give Pokemon Go a good competition, and it will be one that many can enjoy. A customizable fighting game. Soul Calibur 3 and Beyond have the ability to let players make their own fire that uses the movesets from the included ones. Unfortunately, the series may have been put on a complete halt due to Soul Calibur 5 screwing things up with its flaws. To top it off, there was never an official PC version and a Nintendo version that features a character creator. That means the online multiplayer is reserved for people who are willing to pay extra for the feature. A spiritual successor to the series isn't a bad idea. However, it should put more focus on character creation. That means there should be a set of fighting moves already made without the need of pre-existing characters, having more clothing options to choose from, the ability to morph hairstyles to your liking, having sliders as seen in the Sims series and the Saints Row series, the ability to paint freely onto the characters, that includes the ability to paint hair and fur on them, having animal parts made available, adjusting the stats of your character, strength, speed, and weight, and having total control of their voice. There could be a single-player tournament mode which downloads fighters from the database, and then a more free online mode with a character sharing feature. Concerned about people making not safe for work characters? No worries. A new system will allow people to label these characters as mature content, and there will be an option to see these or not. Anybody who fails to comply with that rule will be dealt with accordingly. A fighting game where most of the content is created by others for others will be a must-have to anybody's gaming collection. Those were my top 10 most desired games. I would like to hear back from you, fellow viewer. What game do you want to be developed? Comment down below. Did you like this video? Subscribe for more surprises yet to come. I will see you all next time.